from Rochester, Minnesota. Oh boy, we're out here with the wind chill factor. It's probably about 10 degrees out here at Foster Inns Park in Rochester, Minnesota. I'm on the pond. I'm the only crazy nut out here. So, man, hide in your house, drinking coffee, eat your breakfast or lunch, and the barometric pressure, which plays a real ideal in a rainbow trout swim bladder. When it's low, it pushes them down deep in the water. It's starting to rise, which means the rainbows are going to rise. So I'm going to do a couple hours out here, and if I get on top of them, I'll go more than a couple hours. But I'm going to try to, my fingertips are already ice cold. All right, so please, I can't hit the like button. You need to hit the like button, subscribe, or comment. I'm trying to monetize this channel, but let's see if we can find a rainbow trout out here, okay? It's so windy today, I'm not putting up my phone on a stand. It'll just blow over. So I'm connecting you guys close up to my chest, and we'll see how this works. It'll be a first-person view of, you know, me on the ice like this. All right, drilling holes and looking down holes, okay? So stick around, enjoy, and let's get you all set up so my phone don't fall over. Get you all set up here. And I'll be able to see your comments easier too this way. All right, we got our beaver tail, extra beaver tail. We got our lures or bait. Let's get this cap off the auger. And we're gonna have to wear gloves today. It is super cold out here, and otherwise my hands might get frostbitten. So there is that. All right, I'll show you what I mean. This is gonna be a first-person view of me drilling holes, just like so. Alright, that's thick enough ice. That's about 12 to 14 inches of ice down there, right down there. Alright, let's do a couple holes out here, see if we find these rainbows. I think they're going to be about 15 to 20 feet down. That's what I think. They're going to be 15 to 20 feet down. We'll see how far I can go. Like I said, it's extremely cold out here. With the wind chill, it's like 10 degrees, I'd say. That's almost like my limit at 10 degrees. Okay, we'll clean out those 3 holes, and we'll see if we find any rainbow trout. If they're down there, they're going to be deep, because the barometric pressure is low, but it's starting to rise. So they might start rising too. Okay, and this is what we do. We got a measuring stick on my scooper. This is 20 inches, so we'll clean out this hole. You get all the slush out of it. Like so. And then with this measuring stick on here, which is 20 inches, I'm going to go all the way down there and measure the ice, how deep it is, or how thick it is. And I pull it up, and that says 14 inches, right there, 14 inches. So I measured the ice. I know it's thick. I can feel safe and confident. Anything below 4 inches, extremely dangerous. 3 inches, you're going in. You're going in probably. Some people do come out and stand on 3 inches. I highly disapprove of it and wouldn't recommend it. In ice fishing, that's risking your life for a fish. But some people just do crazy stuff in life. For the first time today, I seen some girl, I think it was a girl. She was driving, she made a right-hand turn on red, then made a U-B, then made another right-hand turn on red. So she basically blew a red light while driving, you know. She made 2 right-hand turns. Boy, that's a slick move. I can earn you a ticket in life, I guess. Everybody needs a good ticket or awakening in life. All right, let's get that 3rd hole. I guess this is not as cold as I really thought it was. My hand's not sticking to the scoop, the ice scoop. So We'll try to stay warm. You guys stay warm in your house and watch me freeze my buttocks off out here in Rochester, Minnesota. Let me explain to you what this pond is. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Like, subscribe. I'm out here in the frigid cold. It's like 15 degrees or 10 degrees with the wind chill factor. So please like or subscribe. I appreciate all you guys. Okay, I just measured the ice. We got about 14 inches of ice. And I got you today, guys, on a chest mount. I got this brand new chest mount that I'm trying out. Because some days out here in Rochester is extremely windy. So you need a chest mount. I can't set you up on a pedestal, it'll just blow over. Okay, let's see if okay, what we're working with today is going to be this little green jig. That red little piece of thing on the end is beaver tail. The fish love it, beaver tail. And it flutters up and down in the water. It looks like a little maggot floating around the water. Let's get down there and see if we find something. Like I said, the barometric pressure is just starting to rise. So if they're going to be down there, they're going to be down there deep. I mean, I think 8 to 10 feet, but it's rising rapidly, the barometric pressure. That means the trout swim bladder is going to allow them to even raise higher. Because when it's low, they go to more stable water, which is lower. So today I especially waited for the barometric pressure to start rising rapidly. Yeah, my hands are getting cold. I can't hit that like and subscribe button because I almost got frostbite. So you got to do it at home. Please hit the like, thumbs up at least. I'm trying to monetize this channel. I got you guys on a chest mount today. It might be a better view. We're going to see if we find a rainbow. Yesterday I got 13 rainbows, okay? And the day before that I got 40. You got to check out episode 57 and episode 39 on my YouTube channel. 39 especially. That was a 40 fish day in an hour and a half. They had just stocked that day. They just stocked 3 days ago, 800 rainbow trout, and some of them are really big. What are you doing? I'm ice fishing in Rochester, Minnesota, and I catch and release, I sport fish for these rainbow trout. We live in Rochester, Minnesota, and they got a special regulation pond in Foster-Irwin Park. And there you can keep 3, but they stock it every 2 weeks, 800 to, or 600 should I say, to 1,000 every 2 weeks. And they stock it, and I come here and I catch them and release them. How good did I do yesterday? I did 13 yesterday. That's a good day, mate. Oi, mate. That's a good day. Yes, mate. 13 yesterday. Boy, that's going to be hard to live up to today. But like I said, the barometric pressure is rising rapidly, so who knows. I'm going to put in a couple hours out here at least. I might not do a 3-hour show, but I'll put in a couple hours out here and we'll see where I go and how much I catch. Will you take some gloves with you next time? I got gloves. I got 2 pair of gloves. Just drilling holes and putting bait on the hook is, you know, you need fingerless gloves. I got them. And I'm going to rough it out here for 2 hours. And when I need to put the gloves on, I will. Trust me. Thank you for your comment. How's everybody doing today? You know, I got this phone right up close to my face on the chest mount today. And you know, it's so much easier to read you guys' comments and then interact with you this way. Yeah, it's on a harness, a chest harness with a magnet that's really magnetized, really strong. Because otherwise my phone would fall right off this chest mount and right into the hole, and forget it, man. You guys will see first class, so you know what it looks like underneath the ice. or my phone with face plant on the ice. So don't I have fish finder? Oh, you know what my fish finder is? My fish finder is my lure, mate. I don't need I got a fish finder. Yeah, I do. It's at home in the garage. I got a tent with a furnace. Yeah, it's home in the garage. I travel light. I like to carry on whatever I can carry on and carry it off the ice. So my fish finder, I'm going to jig like this. Watch. When something swims by and bounces my lure, I'll feel it. And then I stop jigging. I wait for him to make a U-turn, come around and try to take the lure down. Boom! Set the hook. That's my fish finder. I wait for the bounce of the lure. When a fish comes in and noses it, or side swipes it, then I know they're down there. And then I look down the hole. Then I'm going to see 3 to 6 fish swimming around down there. And then I'm going to get ready to set the hook. Hello, people. Welcome to my channel. I like interacting with you guys. You know, usually when I have you set up on a phone stand, I'm not doing it today because it's windy. It's like 15, 20 mile per hour winds. I got you on the chest mount today. I try to interact on the stand when I have the stand out here, but it's a little hard sometimes with the glare of the sun. We got a real cloudy day today, like it's going to snow or something. And hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. You know, yesterday I had a guy from France, and last week I had a guy from Brisbane, Australia, mate. Yeah, oi, mate. I love it when the people from all across the world come and go on my channel, because they might be in a warm place like Brisbane, Australia, and they don't know what ice fishing's about. I love my ice fishing and open water fishing too. Check out my channel, man. You may really like it. My live shows, like I said, twice this month. Twice. I caught in 40 fish rainbow trout in one day. All right? That's how hot I am down here. All right? I get about 1,500 rainbow trout per year that I let go. All right? I only keep browns and brooks. So there's that. Did you have business or house? Yeah, I got a nice house. That's in my garage too. The reason why I don't drag a fish finder or a house and a hut down here is, number one, it's a lot of stuff to carry on the ice. Number two, I do like 20, 30 holes in this pond here. It's like the size of 3 football fields. I do maybe 20, 30 holes. And what I'm looking for is the rainbow tornado. What do I mean by the rainbow tornado? Well, in the hatchery Lanesboro that stocks this place every 2 weeks at 600 to 1,000, they swirl in the hatchery. So why would the fish change when they put them in here? So eventually what happens is they swim around the pond for like a day or two, and then they migrate to a deeper hole, like 20 foot, 30 foot, and they swirl. Now, if you get in the middle of that tornado, the rainbow tornado, that's like a 20, 30 fish day. So I do 20 or 30 holes looking for that rainbow tornado. And that's why you need to like and subscribe. If you live in the town of Rochester, you're going to find out the method to my madness. Why I come here. I love 10 fish a day, 20 fish a day, 30, 40 fish a day. Is not out of the question for me. I find that tornado, and then I pull up one every minute, all right? And then I let them go, all right? So that's the magic of this channel, and that's why you need a rainbow tornado. Thank you, Tyler. Hey, Tyler, was that you that fell in about 2-3 weeks ago? I was fishing with you, Tyler, I think. And that wasn't you, I hope. I seen a big crash mark out by that tree. You didn't fall in, did you? I subbed. Thank you, mate. Thank you so much for subbing. We got 13 yesterday. But right when the high barometric pressure started to drop, all of a sudden the trout disappeared. So if you're an avid trout fisherman like me, mate, you got to follow the barometric pressure, whether it's going up or down. The reason behind that is they have a swim bladder inside them trout. And they also got 2 hearts, whether you know it or not. 2 hearts. The swim bladder regulates inside a trout or a predatory fish like a northern also has got a swim bladder. It regulates the depth of where they will be swimming for that day. So let's say It's really low barometric pressure. Oh, that was a bite. That was a bite. Yes, sir. We just had a bite. If the pressure's real low, they're going to be down deep, like 8 to 10 feet. All right? So if the pressure's rising, they're going to start to rise. And that's why I came down here at this exact time, because within 2 hours, the pressure's going to rise rapidly. And we just had a bump. That's my fish finder right there. I felt that bump. He tried to nibble at it. And now I know a fish is down there. And how deep am I? Oh boy, we're like 10 feet down. Yeah, they're down about 10 feet. And that's because the barometric pressure is low. So they're going to be low too in the water, because that's the only stable place for them to be able to swim around. If they go any higher, that swim bladder is going to affect them. I do open water too, mate. Yes, Tyler. If it's the same Tyler I'm speaking to right now, we got 14 to 19 inches of ice down here. And, oh boy, there is another person down here. We got 2 people down here. There's a guy all the way across the pond over there fishing. So there is another brave soul down here. Okay, so if I'm fishing real deep. Oh, thanks for the love. Here we go. There we go. There's our first one. Yes, sir. Rainbow action. Thanks for the love. They're down about 10 feet, just like I thought they'd be. And that's because the pressure is low. So it affects their swim bladder, and it pushes them down further. Dancing rainbows. Dancing just like Tina Turner, huh? Yes, sir. Get some. Rainbow action. Now I got to... That was some beaver tail they took. That pretty little girl, huh? Pretty little female. Let's zoom in on her. Let's zoom in. We get a better look at her. Yeah, that's a pretty little girl, huh? What do you think, people? Like, subscribe, comment, if you will. That's number 1 today. Yesterday I got 13, okay? And I got my trusty hemostats today, too. We're going to put them around right there and twist my wrist and never even touch the fish and let it go. All right? All right, let's get the hemos in there. That's a pretty little fish, huh? What do you think, people? That's some rainbow trout action. Get some. Oh, I love this chest mount. I got it. The camera's on a chest mount instead of my tripod because it's too windy today. So I don't like touching the fish, and watch this. Plunk. Right back in the water he goes, and it swims away. There you go. And then we put it back down there and go get another one. Go get another one. Yes, sir. Let's have a 20 fish day today. Okay, let's zoom back out so you can see me. There's number 1. That's not bad. We've only been here 5 minutes, so who knows? I may have to put in an extended battery and stay down here longer than 2 hours. It is a little chilly, though. It's on the chilly side. It's like 15 degrees out, it feels like, with the wind chill factor. Okay, we got to go back down to 10 feet. It's extremely hard to set the hook when you go 8 to 10 feet, because you got to bring the rod all the way above to your head, all the way up, to set the hook, and then grab the line, and you keep the line taut and pull them up this way, because there's so much line, 10 feet of line. I don't want to reel it, or you pull the rod all the way up and reel it in quick and keep that line taut. Nice, thank you. You bought a fish. Okay. So we got 1 so far. We're on the books right now. With Don, I got 13 yesterday. So we're about 10 feet down, and we're just going to start jigging again. Just do the same thing we were doing. And then the fish is going to swim in, is going to bump my lure or lip my lure, just nip it. And it's trying to stun my lure, thinking it's bait. Right? So then it's going to swim by, do a UB, come around, you stop jigging, and let him take that lure, and boom, set the hook. They like to hit it sometimes in the first, and then you know a fish is down there. Then he'll swim around the vicinity and come back and grab it aggressively. All right? Sometimes they just nibble at it. Other times they're real aggressive. How's everybody doing today? Please like, subscribe. I got us on a chest mount today because it's really windy here in Rochester, Minnesota. And I don't want my phone getting blown over the pedestal, or the tripod, should I say, and ending up breaking on the ice or falling down one of these dark holes here, right? I don't want to go down that dark hole, mate. No, it's too dark down there. I will not be able to retrieve it. That's $1,500 waste then. Yes, sir, mate. So how's everybody doing today? I hope you're nice and warm inside the house. It's like 10 degrees, 15 degrees here. We got a 15 mile per hour, 17 mile per hour wind, which then makes it even colder. And that's why I look like this. That's why I got this furry hat on, keeps my head warm and everything like that. Yes, sir. I dress up really warm with double layers of clothes out here. And we're going to start jigging with the left hand now. You got to stay warm, and in Minnesota, you learn to dress with layers. So you stay warm out in the ice. That way you can spend 2-3 hours out in the ice. I do have a hut, and I do have a space heater. I got a sled. I got a fish finder. All those things are home in my garage. It's too much for me to carry all the way down here. I travel light. So let's get back to the ice and the hole and see what's down there. Maybe we'll get a second one. Let's see. I love you back. Thank you for the love. Thank you, people. All I want to do is do this channel and have you enjoy it. So if there's any comments or anything like that, or recommendations, let me know. Maybe I could switch it up. Yesterday, I got this one fish, and I didn't have my drag set. This is your drag on a fishing pole. This is your carriage. This drag needs to be set properly where you can just barely pull the line out. All right? Hear it? You want to just set where with about 1 or 2 pound strength pulling that line out, because if you don't, and if it's set too light, it'll rat nest up. That fish bite the lure, take off, and you're never going to get them because there's going to be so much slack in the in the line, and it'll rat nest up. It rat nested up on me yesterday. Yes, sir. Jawjacker, yeah, they just legalized them in Minnesota, the jawjackers. I'm not into the jawjackers. That's for people that just set up on one hole. I'd like to do 20, 30 holes and find a tornado. Okay, here's the 10 mile per hour winds in my back. Let's see if we find another one, huh? We got one so far. We got 13 yesterday, and 3 days ago, I got 40, okay? Twice this month, I got 40. All right, twice. And then I usually get about 10 to 20 per day. So let's see if I can really do good today. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Stick around. We're going to do some ice fishing for rainbow trout. At least you're going to be able to experience what it's like being out in the ice without even living in this cold, cold state. Minnesota, Rochester, Minnesota. There's only 2 nuts out here on the ice today because of the frigid temperatures. I happen to be one of them. Welcome to my nutty room. Yeah, I like to have fun when I'm out here on the ice and kid around, joke around. So let's drop it down just a little bit more. If they're going to be down there, they're going to be down there probably about 10 to 15 feet close to the bottom. But the barometric pressure is starting to rise, so they're going to be rising then, because their swim bladders are going to allow them to go to more stable water, which would be further up. Fish fry tonight, I don't know. It sounds good, but funny enough, I'll tell you what, mate, I get like 1,500 trout here every year. All right? And I used to eat a lot of them, but then they started getting freezer burnt, so I stopped taking them. I particularly like salmon and steelhead from Cub Supermarket. And for $5.99 a pound, I could get a big fillet, cut it up into 6 chunks, and eat one every 3 or 4 days and be content with all the fish. These ones that I catch in here, I just catch for sport. Just for fun. This is my job. This is what I do. Wouldn't you want to do this if you lived in town? This is what I do. And we're going to find another one, or we're going to go to the next hole and look down there. I'm just happy I got one so far. And You know what, people? I like it with this chest mount I have with my phone in front of my face. That way I can read your comments and interact with you better, too. I just always got to make sure it's tight enough where my phone don't fall off and go down that hole. I don't want this expensive $1,200 phone to fall down. It's an iPhone 14. I don't need it down the bottom of the lake, you know? Okay, we got somebody from the UK here. Hey, mate. Welcome here, mate. Or is that New Jersey? It looks like a UK. We're here in Rochester, Minnesota. We're ice for trout. We got one. Got 13 yesterday. Did a 3-hour show. And last week I got 40, but my audio went. So the first minute I'm talking, and then I did a 3-hour show. I'm talking up a storm like I do right now. And I go home and there's no audio for 3 hours. What a kerplunk, man. What a kerplunk. Yeah, I do like to talk. I got you on a chest mount today because it's extremely windy today. And if I set you up on a tripod, you're just going to blow over. So I don't want you guys face planting on the ice or going down the hole. So I got you on a very solid chest plant. Now, the barometric pressure, like I said, is rising. So eventually these trout are going to rise too. They're going to come out of a 20-foot hole and they're going to start venturing all around to see if they can find some food. And I actually came out here for that mere reason, knowing the barometric pressure is going to rise. I got my back to the wind. We got about a 10-mile-per-hour wind. It's supposed to hit up to 17 today. So you got that wind chill factor out here. It's already 15 degrees out here. That wind chill will bring it down to about 10. So my hands are a little cold. I got gloves, but I'm not using them right now. I can't hit the like button. I can't give a thumbs up, and I can't subscribe because my hands are too damn freaking cold. You guys got to do it. All right, thank you, mates. Yeah. Like, subscribe, comment. I got, like I said, my phone right underneath my chin, and I can read this. Yes, I can. I can read. I can read every comment and interact with you guys. Now, your names and all might be a little blurry because it's up so close to my face, but most of the comments I can read. We got one so far. I think maybe we should move to the next hole and look at down the next hole. I don't know if you can see that lure down there. I'm bringing it up now so you can see it. Can you see the lure? It just jigs right underneath the ice now. All right, let's go to the next hole and see if we find something down the next hole. All right. Here we are at Foster Aaron Park in Rochester, Minnesota. And we're doing a little ice fishing out here. It's a little cold out here, so help me out and like, subscribe. Okay, there's my auger over there. We did 2 other holes here. Let's clean this one out here. It's probably freezing up quickly. And there's my ice scoop. It's 20-inch ice scoop. And when you're scooping the slush out of the hole, you measure the ice. I'm measuring 14 inches of ice. So anything below 4 or 3 is dangerous ice. In case you people that don't ice fish need to know, I don't like 3. Especially 3. I'm iffy if I'll go on 4. It's still risky. So, all right. So let's get down there. We got one so far. Let's see if we get some more. We're going to try a 2-hour show today. Weather permitting, you know, if it gets too cold. But I got gloves. I'm prepared to stay out here. If I start pouncing on like 10, 20 fish, I'll put an extended battery on this thing and we could stay forever for 3-4 hours. So, yes sir, stick around and see if I can pull up some more rainbows. We'll jig this. Oop, I think I felt a bite. I stop jigging when I feel a bite to certify it. And then boom, set the hook when I find one. Found one down there. There's one. There's some more swimming around usually. We're in about 20 feet of water, 14 inches of ice. It's a very cold day, and we're jigging for rainbow trout. This is a special regulation pond. What do I mean by that? I mean that there's no season out, there's no season in. It's year-round trout fishing at this park. That's named Foster Arends, Arends Park in Rochester, Minnesota. They put 600 to 1,000 rainbow trout, the Lanesboro Hatchery does, in here every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. Every now and then I catch them rolling down the hill, and that's when I have like a 30, 40 fish day. When I run towards where they're stocking, and drill a hole right next to where they're stocking, and you're pulling up a fish every 30 seconds to 2 minutes. And that's a heyday, man. That's what I live for. Pulling them up one every minute. That is just royalty fun. We're going to find another one, I promise you. I'm starting to acclimate to the cold weather out here. You know, after a while, you get used to it. When your hands or your toes start getting extremely cold, then it's time to leave. But that's not happening right now, so it's bearable. We got you on the chest mount today because it's so windy out. And I don't want the tripod blowing over and breaking my phone, and my phone ended up down the hole. But enjoy, and we'll see if we pull up another rainbow trout. We got one so far. I got 13 yesterday. There's that wind, and my back's to the wind. Welcome, mates, to my channel. I just got monetized like last week, and it only took me, I've been on here for 7 years doing YouTube, but I never really applied myself thoroughly. So I said to myself, let's go live, do live shows like 3 to 4 times a week, 2-hour shows, and we'll see what happens. Well, I got monetized in like 2.5 weeks, all right? So that's the key to getting monetized on YouTube. And I guess you got to do shows where you're doing something interesting, and people are interested in ice fishing, apparently. So there's that. And let's find another rainbow instead of yakking my jaw. So I jig down there slowly, bring it up, bring it down. And then you wait to see a couple fish swimming by. Check out your lure. And when you see that, then you know it's a honey hole. Oh, I feed fish. That's what you said. Okay. I love koi. And I love carp too, catching carp. In the summertime, I catch 20, 25-pound carp. My record for carp is 36 inches. I got one last year, and I got another one the year before that. A 36-inch carp is a beast. They take off like a freight train. So I'm a seasonal fisherman. Whatever's biting. In the spring, I'll do crappie. And first ice, I'll do northern. And then there's catfish in the summertime also. So, yeah, I like to chase all different sport fish, though. I don't eat hardly any of my fish unless I get a brown trout or a brook trout. I love brooks. But, yeah, I just, my days is filleting fish and skinning them and all, and those days are over. I'd rather buy it from the store, but I thoroughly enjoy fishing. Is that Maine? Person from Maine in the house. Hello. Where's everybody from? I had a person from France yesterday on my channel, and I welcomed him very dearly. And then I had a Russian, and then I also had from Brisbane, Australia. And I love people telling me where they're from and stuff, from all over. Someone ordered cookies for somebody. All right, let's see if we find another rainbow trout. We had one so far. We're going to find another. They're just running a little deep today. The last one I got was like 10 feet down. And it's a little tricky setting the hook. 10 feet down, you got to raise your arms all the way above your head and start reeling real quick to keep that line nice and taut. Or otherwise, you got to grab the line with one hand, pull with the right hand, and then pull it out of the water. And there's my lure. That's what we're using today, this lure here. Let's get it up if I can. Can you see it? That's what we're using today. That little red piece of beaver tail on the end. All right, let's try the third hole over here. As we walk out further, we're getting deeper and deeper. All right, that hole needs to be cleaned out. So I need my scooper. Yeah, there's only 2 people down here today. And it's a cold, cold day, people. So please like, subscribe, comment. I like to interact with you guys. Look at that auger. That's a mud mixer. Milwaukee mud mixer. Oh boy, yeah. These holes they're freezing up quick. When it's like 10, 15 degrees, they freeze up within 5 minutes. Yes, sir. All right, let's get down that hole and see if we find something. We got one so far today. Get any fish? Yeah, I got one so far today. Got 13 yesterday. We're going to have to go down deep today, though. They're down like 10 feet and below because the barometric pressures are low. So they got to regulate their swim bladders by going lower in the water column. The rainbow trout do. And but the pressure is rising rapidly, so they'll be rising also. The fish will be coming up, and that's what I think. 14 inches of ice, that's right. 14 to 19 inches of ice. The lowest part of this pond I've recorded is like 7 to 9 inches of ice. We got you on a chest mount today, guys. Hope you don't mind. You get a first-person view of how I'm fishing now instead of on a tripod. And you can probably hear me a lot better without a microphone. Otherwise, I got to put a microphone if I put you on the tripod. But we're jigging around down there. The rainbow trout, they stock this 600 to 1,000 rainbow trout, the Lanesboro hatchery does, every 2 weeks. We got a year-round special regulation trout fishing pond about the size of 3 football fields in Rochester, Minnesota. It's called Foster Arends Park. A lot of people even in town don't even know about this place. They put a lot of trout in here. They put them in, we take them out. I just catch and release for fun. I've eaten so many rainbow trout over the years that I just got tired of them. I'd rather eat real salmon or steelhead. Now we found one. I knew the first hour was going to be tricky out here because of the barometric pressure. It plays a big role in how deep the trout are swimming. They're down deep right now, and we're going to have to wait about an hour, and then they're going to start rising because the pressure's going up real quick. How deep is the pond? Well, the pond is 34 to 36 feet deep. It used to be a quarry. And they found that the quarry would keep on filling up with water. There was a couple underground streams. So it was donated to the city. And the hatchery that is about 25 miles away from here, Lanesboro Hatchery, in Lanesboro, Minnesota, they decided they were going to put rainbow trout in here. 600 to 1,000, sometimes 1,200 every 2 weeks. And there's that wind. Boy, I'm so glad I got you guys on my chest mount. That tripod would have blown over and you would have skated across the ice right now. You would have skated across the ice. I would have been chasing you. Yeah, I prefer salmon than trout are a color cousin of salmon, but they aren't. And I think the salmon got more flavor. And same with steelhead. Steelhead is basically a trout, but they go out in the ocean from the rivers. And I like the consistency of steelhead. And that's what I eat when I eat fish. Hey, Magoo. Yeah, not as good as yesterday, but we still got another hour and a half. We could beat yesterday. I mean, you just never know. It's the barometric pressure's rising. It means the fish are going to rise, and they're going to start biting. I know that. All you got to do is, instead of sitting on one hole, move around. I got 3 holes right here so far. These are my first 3 holes within the first hour I'm down here. It's 40 minutes in on a live show. And we could do 20, we could do 30 holes. That's why I don't have an ice hut down here or a fish finder, because then I got to carry that junk all around with me when I try to do 20, 30 holes looking for the rainbow tornado. Yes, sir. Find that rainbow tornado. You don't run away from it. You get in the middle, and that's a 20, 30 fish day. And twice this month, I got 40 fish in one day. So I get on top of these fish. I don't sit on one hole and wait for them to come to me. I go look for them. Oh. From Romania. Welcome from Romania. Pleased to have you here. I had a guy from France yesterday, a guy from Russia the other day, a guy from Brisbane, Australia. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my channel, mate. Everybody's welcome here. Everybody is. We're ice fishing here in Rochester, Minnesota, Mr. Romania. And we're ice fishing for rainbow trout. I got one so far, and they're down real deep. You got to go down about 10 feet in the water column because the pressure's low, but it's rising. Hey, I see them down there. Yeah, I see them. I'm going down about 12 feet. I see them. They're down deep. Yes, sir. Get some. We're going to get them now. Watch. I seen one. Yeah, we just got to wait for him to bite it. So, rainbow trout got a thing inside them that's called a swim bladder. What that actually does is regulates it, and it dictates what level they can swim at. You see, when the barometric pressure is real low, it pushes them down in the water column to more stable water. So they can't come high. They feel like they're sick. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Rainbow action. Yeah, that bugger was about 20 feet down. Yes, sir. Rainbow action. That's number 2. Stick around, people. Who knows? It could be a 15 fish day. It's just going to get hotter and hotter. That's why I decided to come down later in the day, because the barometric pressure is rising. Yes, sir. That's not the biggest one, I would say. But, hey, dancing rainbows. Dancing rainbows. Yes, sir. That's number 2. For you, number 2. We're going to try for like a 13, or try to outdo yesterday was 13. We're going to try to outdo it, but, you know, sometimes your luck doesn't roll as good every day. So, okay, let's get this one off the hook and back in. Yeah, you need to get a little bigger, buddy. You need to get a little bigger. Some rainbow action. Please like, subscribe, comment. You got him right by the tip of the nose. You see that? It's hard to shake off the hook when they get them by the tip of the nose. I don't like getting them by the bottom lip or the side. You ruin their lip. The nose just leaves a little convenient hole. All right, people, what do you think? All right, see that little green woolly bug I'm using? And that red thing is a little piece of beaver tail on the end. Let's get them back in the water. All right, with my hemostats, I just flicked my wrist. Kaplunk, goes right back in the water. There it goes, gonna go swim back down. There it goes. All right, that's the way we do it, people. That's the way we do it. Okay, zoom back out, and we're back again. How's everybody doing? How'd you enjoy that? This is what we're using. Little green woolly bug. And then I order through the mail on Etsy these little pieces of beaver tail that flutter in the water like a little maggot or a worm. And they're really hard to pull off the hook. I could catch 10 trout on that one. They sell for like $3.50 off Etsy. It's Digger's Jig Tails. And they dye these little pieces of white beaver tail. And it just simulates a little maggot on there. It's cheaper than wax worms because wax worms could be stolen, everybody knows, off your hook. And mealworms or butterworms, it's cheaper than that. So let's get back down there. Let's see if we could get number 3. All right, let's try for number 3. They just put 800 fish in here like 3-4 days ago. So let's see if we find some more. What am I getting hung up on? We got to drop it down like 10 feet though. They're down there deep. Yes, sir, they are. Oh, I'm wrapped around the pole a little. There we go. Still wrapped. Yep. The hell is, what's going on here? Okay, I got it now. We got it now. Let's go back down 10 feet. I seen one swim by at about 10, 12 feet. And you go down as far as you can't see that lure. Yeah, I don't want you guys blowing across the ice. That's why I got you on a chest mount today. And it's extremely tight on my chest. You're like right underneath my chin where you can hear me. Where I could drool right on the phone. I like to have fun out here when I'm on the ice. So don't take me personal, but I'm not going to drool on you or let you skate across the ice. I got a, 15, 20 mile per hour winds. I got to protect you guys. I do have an iPhone 14, which I do all this live shows with. The battery lasts like 2 hours on a live show, 2.5. Just got a brand new battery. But I have it, if I start doing good, and if I get like 15 fish, I'm going to slap on the extended battery and we'll go 3 hours instead of 2.5 or 3.5 hours, whatever it may be. Okay, for the people watching, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe, please. This is all I do, fish, right? And right now it's winter in Minnesota. We're ice fishing for the next couple months, 3 to 4 days a week. All right, if you want to see these shows, subscribe, like. And today I like interacting with these comments you guys have given. And I like to see, the different country you guys are from too. I enjoy seeing people all around the world. I truly do. It warms my heart. I feel warm on the ice, even though it's 10, 15 degrees out here. It warms my heart, Bates. Yeah, it would have been funny if we, we had the tripod out here and the ice is real slick. The 15 mile per hour wind would blow you right straight across the ice. It'd be a free ride on a camera, on a tripod. Okay, let's get another one. We're not doing too bad. We got 2 so far. And we're 48 minutes in, but it's only going to get better, I promise you, because the barometric pressure is actually rising quickly. So the bite's going to get better. Will I get 13? Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to live up to. A 40 fish day is hard to live up to. The next day is kind of disappointing, but you do it anyway. I got twice this month, 2 40 fish days. Episode 57 with no sound and episode 39. Check it out on my YouTube channel and you'll see so much fun pulling them up every 2 minutes or every 10 minutes. It's so much fun. And you have 3 or 4 people sitting around you catching them also too. 3 people, it's like everybody's getting a triple. There's another triple. There's another triple. There's a home run. And, y'all, we have fun out here on the ice. Even though it could be cold out here, we have a lot of fun. So join me. Welcome to my channel, and let's see if we get another one. Come on, bump me. You'll feel the fish swim by, bump the lure, boom, with its nose, and then swim away, and then make a U-B, come back, then try to bite it, and then boom, you set the hook. Wait when you feel that bump again. And that's the way to usually operate. We only got 2 people out here on the ice today. There's another gentleman all the way over there because it's like 15 degrees out here. It's getting cold out here again. It was warm for like a week, up in the 40s and 50s. And we still got ice out here, 14 inches. We may have to do some more holes with my trusty auger there and find fish. I don't like sitting on one hole in an ice hut with a fish finder. I think fish finders are overrated. They only give that conical view, like a 10, 11 foot view, conical view, straight below where you're fishing. Or you got to spend $2,000 for the other type of fishing where you point it, and that's just too expensive to. I could find them without that. I don't need that. I don't need to cheat. I could find them without that. I have 40 fish days, and people with those fish finders, they don't even have 40 fish days. I'm telling you, they don't find them that as quickly as I do. I've lived here for 10 years, going on 11, and I know this pond in and out, and I know where they're going to be at what time, and I can find them. And a lot of times I'm down here when the hatchery truck, Lanesboro hatchery truck comes and stocks, and that's my 30, 40 fish day usually. Now, I catch 30 or 40, but I let them all go. You're allowed to keep 3 out of this pond, special regulation pond, that they stock 600 to 1,000 every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. That's a lot of trout in here. Come on, let's find another one. I'll stop talking, and we'll find another one. Go down just a little deeper. Let's find another one. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Yep, the pond is 36 feet deep at certain points. And it graduates to 20, 25, and then 36. It's about 3 football fields wide, this pond. It's called Foster Arends, Arends Park in Rochester, Minnesota. It's a special regulation pond that we fish rainbow trout year around. DNR designated it special regulation, and the Lanesboro hatchery stocks it every 2 weeks. And we just come here, either play around or pull them out and bring them home. Yeah, a lot of people in Rochester are having trout dinners or smoked trout. All you need is a fishing license and a $10 fishing trout stamp, and you're in like Flint. You come down here if you live in this state. I know people that drive down here from the Twin Cities because right now, legally, trout season is not open. It's not open till spring. So, but we can fish here year round. They put these trout in, we take them out. That's the whole basis of this program, is to get kids into fishing. They usually stock whenever the kids are off for the holidays or spring break or anything like that. That's when they put in a lot of them to promote fishing for the younger kids, which is a healthy environment, my friends. Okay, we're getting like 1 fish out of each hole, fish here and a fish there, but I'll take it. It's better than a skunk. I've gotten skunk like 3 days in a row sometimes down here. Beware the Foster Arends skunk. Everybody gets sprayed every now and then. And that's mostly due to the barometric pressure. When it's running low, it may be sitting at 20 feet, just swimming, treading water, because the barometric pressure being low is pushing them down deep. But when the barometric pressure rises, they rise and they swim around in the higher levels of the water, like right underneath the ice. So it's all about timing when you're down here and knowing when to come and when not to. Otherwise, you could spend 3 hours down here and not catch one single fish if that pressure is extremely low. And that's just a tip that I've learned over the past 10 years that I'm giving you. If you're going to come here to the Foster Arends Park in Rochester, Minnesota. Okay, let's see what other comments we got. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing fine. I'm out here in like the 15-degree weather, ice fishing for rainbow trout. Please like, subscribe, comment if you will. I'm interacting because I got a chest mount for my phone instead of it's a windy day today. Instead of the tripod, I can interact with you guys more easily with this chest mount. Hello, everybody. Have a good day, everybody. Go out and do something you really love to do. I really love to ice fish and fish. Okay, we may have to go down just a little deeper. Just a little deeper. That's where I found the last one. Yeah, look at these branches. They started getting frozen in the ice. When the ice started melting, now it's freezing back up the ice, so the branches got frozen into the ice. Yes, sir. It gets pretty cold out here in Rochester, Minnesota. This is the coldest year that I've experienced in 11 years. This pond here is usually only 8 or 9 inches of ice. We got 14 to 19 inches of ice this year. You could actually drive a car on this ice. You mind me, I can't wrap my mind around driving a car on ice. But up in northern Minnesota, apart, they sometimes drive ATVs or cars, you know, pickup trucks or whatever out in the ice. But like I said, I can't wrap my mind around that. Always have your ice safety gear. I got my ice pick wrapped around my neck. I got rope right here, and I got an ice pick. So let's say I go in the water on some bad ice, I could get myself out. I'm not dependent on anybody. Gotta be able to depend only on yourself, especially out ice fishing. There's a lot of monkey see, monkey do out here in ice fishing. People just walk out in the ice because somebody else is out there. Never measure it at all. I measure it every time with my 20-inch ruler on my ice. You pull the ice scoop, you put it in the water to take the slush out. Well, then I put it all the way down and I measure. And right now it's 14 inches of ice, that much. Yes, sir. I like to be safe. And so should everybody else, instead of just asking somebody on the ice, how thick is the ice? Can't stand it when people do that. Like, okay, dummy, why don't you measure it yourself? Yeah, some people walk around in life dumb. That's okay. Yeah, it's good for them, not good for me. All right, enough with that rant. I got so many more messages. I've got to scroll down to read them. Yay, hey. Hello from Romania. I read that one. We got a lot of messages. Oh, boy. Thank you, everybody, for the messages. Okay, you got used to your fish finder and what depth you can go. What country am I fishing in? USA, Minnesota, Rochester, Minnesota. Welcome you to my channel. Outdoors, USA, welcome. Thank you, sir. Thank you kindly. Yeah, the beavers were eating the trees down here. I was down here, and when it was open water. And you know what? Every morning I'd find branches 6 to 7 feet tall, small trees in the water, and was wondering if somebody was just fucking around with me. So eventually I seen a tree with like a 9-inch, 10-inch trunk circumference, and it was chewed 3/4 of the way. That's when I knew it was a beaver. So what the park did was came in here and they chopped down all the trees where I was fishing to get the beaver out of the park, because the beavers can be a nuisance. Yes, sir, they can. And that was the last comment. Oh, boy. Now I'm getting to interact with you guys. I know what to do on the YouTube, scrolling up and scrolling down. So I can interact with your comments. I got this chest mount where it's right underneath my chin. And I think we maybe have to do some more holes and find this fish. Where are they at? I'm down there deep. Where are they at? We found 2 stray ones so far. It should be picking up. Within the next hour, it should really extremely be picking up. Maybe we should do some more holes, huh, people? What do you think? Should we do some more holes? I love my auger. My auger is a Milwaukee mud mixer. All right? It's not about torque, it's about RPMs. That's like 440 RPMs, rounds per minute. And that thing drills like a dream. And I got a Light Flight Strike Master. And yeah, it drills like a dream. 14 inches of ice it chews up like nothing. And I carry about 3 of those batteries so I can do 20, 30 holes and find a rainbow tornado. Yes, sir. Yeah, move. Yeah, that's why I don't bring down a hut and a fish finder, because I like to do a lot of holes and find a fish. I don't like to marry one hole and sit on it all day. I just think there's nothing down there. So let's do some more holes. That's what I'm using today, mates. Little green woolly bug with a little piece of beaver tail on it. Has anybody ever tried beaver tail? I'll tell you what, there was a guy down here using silicone, bugs, silicone, and he got 7, but he was sitting on 1 hole. I got 13 yesterday off this little beaver tail and this little green woolly bug. So, yeah, let's do some more holes, huh? Instead of standing here talking, let's go find that rainbow tornado. All right. Now it's about 10, 15 degrees out here. The holes are freezing up real quick. So if you go back to another hole, you need to break it open. But we're bringing our bucket. Got our bucket. And we're going to do some more holes to see if we find some more rainbows. So stick around, like, subscribe. Let's see how this mud mixer works, huh? I think you guys are going to like it. All right, here we go, guys. Let's swing her around this way. All right, we ready? There we go, hole number 1. Okay, let's move around a little. Walk about 10, 15 feet away and go. Whoop, I caught up on the ice there a little. There we go. All right, this hole number 2. Walk about 20 feet away. And then let's do another hole. It cuts like butter, I do declare. All right, it's number 4. Let's do 5 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1 more. And we'll clean out these 5 holes, and then we'll be pre-drilled. We'll be pre-drilled and pre-cleaned. All right, put my auger in the ice so it's stable. I don't like, you see, when you put these batteries on the ice, lithium batteries, they freeze up. So I try to keep them off the ice. All right, here's a slushy. Or lifts out the slush out of the hole. Got holes in it so the water can get out and the ice can't. So you get your chips out of there. Clean. Mama always said, keep a clean hole, huh? And so I'm going to also dip this stick down. It's got a 20-inch measuring stick on, and see how thick the ice is. Oh, it's not as thick as 14 inches. It's a little thinner. How thin is it? Let's see. Okay, it's only 10 here. 10 inches of ice right there. I know it's 10 inches. That's safe ice still. A little thinner, but it's safer. It's not 14, but it's 10. Anything below 4, especially 3, is dangerous ice. You shouldn't be on it. You shouldn't risk your life for a fish. You go to the supermarket and buy a fish, right? You know? You don't need to risk your life over a fish. No, sir. All right, we're cleaning out the hole, so we got our pre-cleaned and pre-drilled holes. We could jump one to another without stopping the auger. And then what I do is, we got 5 holes and I work my way towards the auger. Yep, I'll jig every hole, maybe 5 minutes till I get to the auger. Then I do 5 more, or 10 more, until my battery goes dead and I've done 20 or 30 holes. I call them exploratory holes. We're exploring where the rainbow trout are and hopefully finding the rainbow tornado. This is a stock pond. So in the hatchery, these trout swirl around in circles. Eventually they put so many fish in here, they do the same damn thing. So you got to try to find that rainbow tornado. And that's a 20 to 40 fish day when you do find it. Twice this month I caught 40 fish. Yesterday I got 13. Now, I'm not just bragging. You can find it right on my YouTube page if you look. Episode number 57, episode number 39. Twice this month I got that many fish. 40. All right, let's go to our first hole and get down there. All right, we're working our way towards the auger. Let's get down there. If they're going to be down there, they're going to be deep. Okay, what did I do? Now there's my scooper. I didn't clean this hole out enough for my sake. Let's get it cleaner. So if I look down the hole, I want to be able to see if a fish is swimming around. Barometric pressure. It's rising rapidly. So that means the trout are going to be rising too. They're down low, about 10, 12 feet right now. And yeah, we did some new holes and we're down there so deep, it's going to be hard to set the hook. I'm going to have to be extra careful setting that hook and bring my arms up above my head and keep that line taut to set up. When it's 10 to 15 feet down, it's harder to set the hook. Welcome to my channel, people. I enjoy ice fishing and year-round fishing, open water. And I just recently started doing these live shows. And I've become monetized for YouTube. They're going to pay me. I don't know how much, but it's better than nothing. Maybe it'll pay for gas or some tackle. So I'm waiting for a fish to swim by and bump that lure. That's my fish finder. Then I know they're down there. And I don't have to go to the next hole. And then I'll jig. And when he bumps it, I stop jigging slower or littler and wait for him to take it in his mouth and boom, set the hook just like that. Boom. Tornado, the rainbow, the rainbow tornado, get some. Yeah, I seen somebody put up there in your comments, tornado, so I felt compelled to do that. I felt compelled to do that. Let's get another rainbow. We got 2 so far. Now the pressure is pushing the fish down, the low barometric pressure. So it's rising rapidly. They should be coming up higher in the water column as the next hour goes by. I'm hoping they do. Are we going to have more than a 13 fish day like yesterday? I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to have 5 by now at least, but I only got 3. No, 2. No, I have 3. What am I saying? Yeah, sometimes you get confused out here in the cold ice. Beaver tail is a great It is on fishing. Beaver tail works. I attribute catching 13 yesterday to the beaver tail I was using. It's called Digger's Jig Tails on the website Etsy, or just look up his own website. Diggers, Digger apostrophe S. And I think they sell beaver tail out of Shields, sporting goods. And what they do is they slice them up so they're so thin. Let me just show you. They're so thin, they're like the size of a little waxworm or a maggot. And they come in different colors and different brands. Here's orange ones. Beaver tail. All right. There's orange. There's purple. There's red. And I'll show you the Diggers ones in a second, once when I find them. There we go. Here's a pack. These are purple ones. Diggers. Jig tails. They soak them in fish oil. They're real slimy to get out of that pack. Oh, it's an open pack too. When you got to pull them out with your finger. There's about 10 of them in there, I would say. And you can catch 10 fish off one of these because they can't pull them off the hook like they would a waxworm or a mealworm or a butterworm. That's why. I mean, if you go to Walmart today and you try to buy mealworms or waxworms, they're like $4 or $5 a little tin of waxworms, and they only last a week before they die in your garage or wherever you're keeping them if you don't use them all in one day. These you keep refrigerated, but they last, and they're only $3 and like 60-something cents a pack. And man, they are worth it. They're buoyant too. I never knew beaver tail was buoyant. Beaver tails are buoyant, so if these do come off the hook, they float back up into the hole, and you just take them out. So there's that too. That's why I like them. But I got there was a guy using silicones, small silicone worms and stuff yesterday. He got 7. I got 13 off these, and I told him, look these up. You know, they just flutter in the water like a little minnow or something. They flutter, and that's what I think entices the rainbow trout about them. Okay, enough said. Let's get one of these trout. Let's find them, and that's my story on beaver tail. Oh, plus my beaver tail wallet. Has anybody ever seen a beaver tail wallet? I stopped going leather and went beaver tail on my wallet too. It was $70, $80, but look at the texture on that. That's a beaver tail wallet. Sometimes I go cuckoo on freaking beaver tail, and I'm probably going cuckoo now. But yeah, I like to have my fun, and this is a really tight wallet, the tightest wallet to break in that I ever had. No wonder those beavers can smack their tails and make dams and shit, stuff like that. It's just amazing what a beaver tail's like. All right, we got some more comments to answer. I see we got you on a chest holder for my iPhone 14, and I can interact with you a lot better and answer your questions or tip ups. I bought some raw beaver tail out of Idaho, and supposedly lake trout and northern like beaver tail too. Supposedly northern though, so I got chunks of beaver tail too at home. Last year it was boilies. When I had a thing for boilies. When I was fishing carp, I'd order boilies from England. Now, this year my gig is I'm doing too much of the beaver tail. Some people buy it for their dogs, and the dogs chew on the beaver tail. I see you can buy them online. It's just interesting when you can order stuff all through the internet. Here's my hat. My hat is red fox fur, the warmest hat I ever had in my life. All right, red fox fur. It's from Ukraine. For $85, about 2 years ago, I ordered this, and that includes shipping from Ukraine. So this hat, sometimes my head sweats underneath it. And I could be out in here a t-shirt just wearing this, and 35 degrees or 32 out in a t-shirt, and I am warm as hell. Plus I wear long johns. So I could spend hours out here trying to find these rainbow trout. Okay, we got 4 more holes. We won't marry this hole. We'll jig this hole a little bit, start bringing it up, and then go to the next one. Hello, 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 mate. Welcome to my channel. It's nice to have all you guys here. Thank you so much for all your comments. Like I said, I got you on a chest mount instead of my tripod because it's windy today. 15, 20 mile per hour winds. I don't want you skating across the pond or face planting on the ice and my phone break or go down a hole like this hole. So now I went out and purchased a chest mount that's extremely tight and magnetized, and you can get a first-hand perspective of ice fishing or me augering. All right. And yeah, stick around. We got 2 so far. We got 13 yesterday. We got 40 last week, and 2 weeks before that we got 40. Yeah, and in between there we got like 23, 20, sometimes 3, sometimes a good old-fashioned skunk. You know, even the best people get skunked. That's why they call it fishing, not catching. Let's see if I can find another stray one down there. I should feel a fish swim by, bounce the lure, and then I'm going to wait for him to turn around, come around and bounce it again and set the hook. Boom! That's the way we roll, mates. All right. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. We're out here in Rochester, Minnesota. We're doing live shows 2 to 3 times a week, and there's range from 2 hours to 3 hours sometimes. When it's a good day, like a 40 fish day, we go a little over 3 hours, 3.5 or 4. I get extended batteries to put on my phone to recharge. So if we find these fish, I'll extend the show for show. But we need to find some, and we need to find a hole that has more than just one down it. I like pulling out 5 or 6 out of one hole like I was doing yesterday. One hole I got 7. And then another one I got 2. Even a hole pulling 2 out is a good hole. But I like it when I have the 10 to 40 fish day, really, basically. And that's very possible. I had live shows like that. If you check out my YouTube and sub me, check out. Oh, there was a bite. All right, they're down deep. Yeah. Yeah, it was a bite, certified bite. Here we go. Ready, people? Ready? I'm letting it sit still, letting them get it. I'll jig it just there we go. Oh, that was another bite. I found them. I found them, mates. All right, let it sit still. Let them grab it. Just jig it just a little. Show it's still alive. Now, they're real small nibbles, so I'm thinking maybe it might be a bluegill or a crappie. Well, we'll see. Trying to take that beaver tail. Come on, hit me again. Hit me! Hope everybody's doing well today. I wish you all the best in health and wealth. And shout out to people all around the world. Yesterday I had a guy from France. Today, Romania. 3 days ago, Russia. And 4 days ago, Brisbane, Australia. So I'm being transmitted all around the world. I mean, some places you can't get ice. You got to be up in the Northern Territory to get ice. Yeah, I think that might have just been a little bluegill. It was just a little nibble. And check out my channel, man. Check out episode 39. I highly recommend episode 39 on the live shows, the live feeds. I episode my shows so you know which ones to watch, and I highly recommend 39. That's a 40 fish day I did. And I'm fishing with 2 other people around me, and we're pulling them up all at the same time. We're calling it triples. Hey, look, triples again. That's a fun time out in the ice. It'll warm you up, and you'll laugh. Check out episode 39, please. Then there's episode 57, but I had audio problems. I went like 1 minute with audio, and then it just collapsed. And for 3 hours, I'm sitting here talking like I am right now, and I'm talking for nothing. I'm not getting any audio on 57, but If you play music in the background or something, you can probably watch it. But that's a 40 fish day too on episode 39 and 47. 57, I'm sorry, 57. 39 and 57. Hello, mate. Welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment. I got you this hole right next to my chest where I can look down and interact with your comments. So I appreciate your comments, people. Every comment. Even if you're just coming in and saying hello. Say hello and tell me where you're from. I want to know where you're from. Okay, maybe we should move to the next hole. We'll start bringing this lure up. We spend enough time on this hole, usually about 5-10 minutes if you don't get a bite. And then we'll move on to the next hole, huh? Now, the barometric pressure plays a lot in trout. They have a swim bladder, and it dictates if they're swimming low or in the water column or swimming high in the water column. It's low right now, but it's rising rapidly, so they ought to be rising up soon, where they're just underneath the ice, hopefully. And that's usually when you have a good day. That's like a 10 or 15 fish day when they rise up. So you got to have an app to look up what the barometric pressure is, and that'll dictate how far down deep you got to fish. Like right now, I'm about 15 to 20 feet down. That's the only stable place the trout are swimming at. Otherwise, they can't swim higher. It's unstable. They get dizzy, I guess, or something. Okay, there's my lure. You can see me, Lord. Can you see me lure down there, mate? There's see me lure. Let me show you what we're working with today. We're going to move on to the next hole. A little green woolly bug with a little piece of red beaver tail on the end. The fish love this beaver tail. It flutters in the water, but they can't take it off the hook. It's buoyant too, so it's always floating up. Okay, let's go to the next hole. We drilled about 5 holes here. We'll work our way towards the auger and do maybe 5 more holes. We're going to clean this one out a little better. Now the temperature's rising a little, I think. It's not as cold as when I first came down here. It was like 10 degrees when I first came down here. I was questioning whether I was going to stay or not. But now I feel confident we could do this show for 2 hours, no problem. Okay, I'm going down nice and deep, about 10, 12 feet. Let's see if I get a bump. Hello, Nevada. Welcome to my channel. I love to hear people from all over the United States, all over the world, different places coming to my channel. Thank you, sir. Enjoy. Yeah, the ice ain't getting sketchy here. We got 14 to 19 inches of ice here. The outer rim of the pond, now, it's hard to get on because a lot of that melted. So there's only like 1 or 2 places to get on this pond. You got to search for them. And the rest of the ice or the pond is 14 to 19 inches of ice. Southern Nevada, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, mate. Yeah, we're ice fishing out here. You don't get ice in Nevada. Maybe you do up in the mountains, I know. I lived in Arizona for 23 years, friend. And you would think Arizona don't get snow, but Arizona does, so I know Nevada does too. So when I moved out here 10 years ago from Arizona, after being out there for 23 years, it was one extreme to another, and I embraced it. I embraced the cold. I embraced the ice, because I couldn't fish that much in Arizona, at least trout. It was limited unless I went up into the White Mountains, up by the Mogollon Rim in Arizona. It's like halfway up the state, very large state, just like Nevada is. 12-hour drive from the bottom to the top. Not as big as Texas, though. From arm to arm, that takes 2 days to get across. Texas is a huge state. And I've driven across it. Well, we're just going to sit here and jig this hole. Spend about 5-10 minutes on this hole and slowly bring it up a little. And jig some more. Until we feel fish swim by, bump the lure, and then we know there's fish down there, like right there. I think I felt a bump. He'll come back, he'll swim around and try to eat it, and then boom, set the hook, just like that. They're down deeper today. They weren't down as deep yesterday. Yesterday they were like right underneath the ice, a foot or two down, and that's why I got 13. Today they're down deeper and it's harder to set the hook. So do I expect 13? No, I don't know. I'll be happy with 3. I got 2 so far. Yeah, hard to find winter in the desert. But, yeah, I mean, you could find it in Arizona. The one time in February, I used to drive up into the mountains, and I would catch rainbow trout. I'd put snow in the bag to keep them nice and frozen in a bread bag, and then I'd drive all the way down back to my house in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'd jump in the pool. So two different extremes in that state. And a lot of states you could do that, like California, Nevada, Colorado. New Mexico is another one. New Mexico, you could do that. But I don't know if they get as frigid temperatures as Minnesota, where the lakes freeze up there in Arizona. They might not. They might not get. You got to get down into the teens, like 15 for 3 days, 4 days before you get a couple inches of ice. And this year it was down negative 20 and 30 for like a week here. We got a polar vortex that gave us an extra 10 inches of ice. This pond, where I'm standing on, is usually only 8 inches of ice. This year it's 14 to 19, which is incredible. Out of 11 years I've been here, we never had that much out here. So, gotta have a good auger. Mine is over there, we're working towards it. Good auger. And my running joke today is, what does a doctor, a good doctor, and a good fisherman have in common? Does anybody know out there? I'm going to repeat it. What does a good doctor and a good fisherman have in common? Doot, 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 ding dong. Okay, I'm going to tell you. Patience. Yes, that was it. You're right. Patience. They both have patience. You got to have a lot of patience if you're a fisherman. Same with a doctor. It's just different word in patience. And that's my running joke for today, for all you people that like jokes. Hello, 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 mate. Welcome, Lydia. Maybe that's not Lydia. I can't read that name. But welcome to my channel. We're out here ice fishing in Rochester, Minnesota. We're trying to find the rainbow trout they stock in here. We got 13 yesterday. We're into 2 today so far. We're standing on 14 inches of ice. 10 inches here, I think. It's getting a little thinner as I walk out. I got all my safety gear on today. Don't worry. Don't fret. I'm not going in. But it is a little cold. The temperature's starting to rise a little. It's like maybe 15 now or 17. But it was like 10 out here when I first came out here. My hands were getting really cold, like almost frostbite. So I can't hit that like button or give me a thumbs up. It's up to you to do that. Subscribe, give a thumbs up, comment down here, or please enjoy. I'm doing a YouTube channel. I'm doing ice fishing, open water fishing, whatever I can catch. This is all I do. All right, people. So come on out here and watch my ice fishing shows. And we'll probably do open water ones in the springtime for crappie. We'll go after the carp, the catfish, northern, whatever's out there. Yeah, they're down deep. Okay, like this is 20, 25 feet of water. I could be jigging. The furthest I go is 12 to 15. They could be down 20 feet, and I'm jigging right above their head, and the water's not stable enough for them to come up and get that jig because the pressure's too low. I've caught 2 so far, but they were all the way down like 12 feet to 15 feet. So the barometric pressure does. Well, if I fall through, guess what? You guys are coming with me. All right, so you better know how to get out of the ice. All right, if I fall through, I got rope. I could save you if you go in. And I got an ice pick. I could save you guys, get you out. And then I carry these. These are called ice spikes. Around your neck you put them. And they got little spikes on them. So if you go in, you put one arm over another, and you go like this and get out. And pull yourself out while you're kicking your feet, okay? Now that I taught you how to get out, if you guys go in, you can get out, okay? I taught you how to get out of the ice. So you know, okay? These go around your neck, and they're right around up in front of the phone right here, around my neck. Now you know how to get out of the ice, okay? You want to hold the rod? Yeah, you can hold the rod here. You guys are fun. You guys are fun. I like this interacting with the audience. I really do. I usually have you on a tripod. This tripod here. Let me get that fishing rod away from it. Right here, it's a tripod I carry. But 15 mile per hour winds, I didn't want you skating across the ice with my iPhone 14. That's worth $1,200. Or falling down a hole. So I chose to chest mount you today. So that way I know where you're at, and it's tightly wrapped around my chest. And I kind of like this because I can interact more often with you guys on the phone and answer some of your questions, if you know, whatever it is. And just, or even people say hi. Like I said, I had people from all over the world and all over the country. Yesterday it was France, Romania today, Russia a couple days ago, and then Brisbane, Australia said hi too, about 3 or 4 days ago. But that warms my heart that, you know, people are tuning in from all over the world and the country. Warms my bloody heart, mate. My blooming heart, mate. Even though, you know, I throw those accents out. I'm from Philadelphia, actually. That's my accent. From Philadelphia. I used to work for the newspapers in Philadelphia. Shout out to Big Tom. Aloha Tom. I used to work with Aloha Tom. Look him up. And we would take trips to Hawaii from Philadelphia in February and come back with a screaming tan from Hawaii, while the rest of the guys in the print room got all jealous. It was the middle of February and you got a tan. So yeah, when I was younger I had a lot of fun that way. How's everybody doing today? Where are you from? We're looking for the rainbow trout. Now I think they could be down pretty deep. The pressure's a little low, but it's going to be rising real quick. Okay, how long are we on our show? We got 93 minutes on this show right now. About an hour and a half, I'd say. And we only got 2, and they were down deep. Yesterday we got 13 because they were up higher, because the barometric pressure was high. I think I felt a belt bump. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on, hit me. Hit me. Oh, you want to be a mod, not a rod. I'm sorry, Magoo. You want to be a moderator. Let me see if I can make you one. Okay, you're a moderator. There you go, Magoo, you're a moderator. I didn't know how to do that. I made you a moderator, okay? Hope you're still there. You know, I'm new to this, so it takes me a little while, but you could be in charge, and most of the times people don't leave disparaging comments, but every blue moon they do. Just don't let the power go to your head, mate. Yeah, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad you asked that because you're the first moderator I ever made on my channel. So be proud of that, mate. Now I know how to do it, though. I know how to do it now. Okay, I'm going to slowly bring it up. See if I see it. Hey, there's fish down there. They're rising. They're rising. I just seen one try to take my lure. Yes, sir. We're going to get them. We're going to get them. They're swimming around down there. Right down that hole. Right down that blooming hole, mate. Yeah, I'm attracting them. They're rising. We may have to throw another battery pack on this. I got about half juice in this phone. But if I put an extended battery pack on, we could do 3 hours, 4 hours. You know, between 3 and 4 is a lengthy show, if you ask me. Oh, Tyler, you're still here. It's good to see you again. Are you back? Time to get a fish. Yeah, I agree. I agree. They're down low. They're like 15 feet down, 12 feet down. So they're down really, really low, but the pressure is starting to raise rapidly. And that's a good sign because then they could swim up in the water column. But I've seen my third one down there. He just needs to take the dang freaking lure. And I dropped it down extra low, more low for him to get it. So, but just seeing a fish down the hole sort of gets you excited a little. In Michigan, we won't even fish with a fish finder. Yeah, I don't do the fish finder. I use my rod as a fish finder. Love you back. Thank you for the love. Love you back. I use my lure as a fish finder. Okay, now follow me on this. If you're jigging like this, and all of a sudden the fish swims by, he's going to brush it, or he's going to just nose it. And you're going to feel your rod go like that, your line go like that. Then you know a fish is down there, and you slow down a little and jig it just a little bit. Like I thought that was a bite there. Until you feel him take that, and then boom, you set the hook. And that's my fish finder. You know, if you got a regular fish finder, it's only like 10, 11 foot conical straight down below your hole. That's all you're viewing. You're not viewing anyplace else, but right below your hole. Those newer fish finders that you can point are $1,500 to $2,000. And those ones, I think, they'll show you what fish are, but there ain't no button on there for them to bite. Okay, they could be there, but they're not going to bite. So that's a lot of money. You better be a working man to afford that. And it doesn't have 4 wheels underneath it, so I don't spend $1,500 to $2,000 for something without no wheels on it. My wallet, my beaver tail wallet, just doesn't open up that big. Get some. Thank you for your comments, mate. Yeah, but up in Michigan, you get those lake trout, you get those salmon, you get those splake, you get all sorts of stuff, mate, don't you? Okay, I think I got something down there. It's time for a fish, Tyler. This one's going to be for you. Perch, walleye, perch. There's a bite. Yeah, there's something down there. That was a bite, mates. That was a bite. But, you know, pulling up 10 to 15 foot of line is challenging, to say the least. It's very challenging. So, I'm new to this. If you guys got any ideas or how to do what, how to make moderators, let me know, man. Like I said, I mean, today is the first time on my channel I ever made a moderator. Not that I need one. You know what? I'll tell you what, walleye and perch are my favorite to eat. Perch, when I keep, or my fish candy is what I call them. They're, I think, are just a little sweeter than walleye. But they sure do a number on your fillet knife. They're really hard. They got a really hard exterior. Cutting in them, the scales on them are just really extreme. Hello, mates. Welcome to my channel. We got a live show going here for an hour and a half so far. We're on top of 14 inches of ice, standing on it, trying to find some rainbow trout. They're down deep today. We're at a stocked pond in Rochester, Minnesota. Foster Irwin Park in Rochester, Minnesota. They stock this every 2 weeks, all year round, fishing pond. Compliments of Lanesboro Hatchery. All you need is a fishing license and a trout stamp, and you can fish trout year-round here. So if you're up by the Twin Cities of Minnesota or down below us in the south, this is a place you can come to fish for trout year-round. It's legal. There is no season in, there is no season out. They put them in, we take them out. Yes, sir. It's just down, they're down so deep today. I seen one, but he didn't take it, so I think we need to try the next hole. I'm in the vicinity of some, but the bite just isn't on. There's the lure coming up. And someone should have swam in and tried to grab that, and they didn't. So let's go to the next hole. This could be a 20, 30 foot hole day. We're on like I'm working on number 10. And you see that hole? That lure didn't go down. It's already frozen, that hole. Well, the holes will freeze up in about 10 minutes out here. You know, just a 1/4 inch of ice, but they clean it out with the scooper. And my scooper's got a 20-inch ruler on it, you see, for safety precautions. So when I stick it down there, I can find out exactly how thick the ice is, and that dictates 10 inches of ice down there. And anything below 4 can be a little iffy, so I know I'm on safe ice. I can stand here and jig. I'm going to drop it down about 10, 12 feet and see if I can find something. Hopefully they're not down deeper. We're getting in the 20-foot range right here. All right, that's good enough. We got you on a chest mount today, phone mount, and I can interact with you better, read your comments, and set up a tripod that I got in a bucket there. 15, 20 mile per hour winds. I didn't want you skating across the pond and me chasing you down, okay? So let's try to find number 3. It's been a little difficult today, but I've gotten 2 so far. I had 13 yesterday, but the barometric pressure was high, so they were right underneath the ice. Today it's low, so they're pushes them further and further down underneath the ice. Their swim bladder dictates that, and the barometric pressure pushes them down to more stable water. Otherwise, it's too erratic. They can't handle it, and they got to go lower. We're going to jig until we feel a little bump, official bump my lure, and then stop jigging and wait for them to take that lure and then boom, set the hook. Yes, sir. Yesterday, I caught a 15, 16 inch rainbow, and boy, she had to be about 1.5 pounds. It was a huge fish, and I let it go. Instead of eating it, I don't know anymore. I just hate filleting fish. They want you to take them out of this pond. They really don't want you to release like I do. But I don't know. I don't like getting my hands in the fish guts you got to get rid of, and too much rigmarole. For $5.99, I could just eat steelhead from Cub or salmon. Gotta go. Thank you, Tyler, and appreciated your time and my channel, mate. Have a good day. God bless you. You can fish Cascade Lake. You know, I tried Cascade Lake this year, and boy, that's a vast lake. You know, you know where the fish are at Cascade Lake? Because if you know where the fish are, I'll go fishing with you. I caught a perch there. I spent about 2 hours there. I did a show, and then I did a show the same day, right? Okay, I got a little nibble. I did a 2-hour show here then, right after Cascade, but I only got 1 perch, so it's just, I did about 20 holes looking for the perch, because I hadn't caught a perch in a little while. Perch, bass, and crappie. That's what's at Cascade Lake, actually. You use a camera as a fish finder, okay. That's got to be kind of cool. I got a camera at home, but I never had a lot of luck with the visual cameras. So if you got a good one, you know, what brand are you using? And how many holes do you know where the fish are at Cascade Lake? Because I could do a show and you could show me. If you know where the fish are, I got the auger and I'll do a show down there and we'll catch whatever we... Cascade Lake in the summertime, I love Cascade Lake. It's those bullhead catfish in the springtime. You catch like 20, 30 day. And when they're spawning, the bullhead catfish. And then during the summer and the spring, I get a lot of carp out of Cascade. Right by where the waterfalls are. The top part of Cascade Lake. That's where I get a lot of carp. And my friend caught 8 in one day. My record's 4. But you're getting some good 5 to 15 pound carp out of where the waterfalls are. Or should I say the spillway. I love fishing that spillway, Cascade Lake, for the carp. Carp, I think, is one of the best fights out there. And we may have to go to the next hole. They're still down super low, these trout. They're down like 12, 15 feet. And we're on 100 minutes, so we got 20 more minutes and that'll be 2 hours I've been out here. So I'm debating, do I go extended and throw on a battery and go past 2 hours? Or minnow head, yeah. A lot of people fish jig with minnow heads, just the minnow head, not the whole minnow. I've seen a lot of people have good luck with that, my friend. Jumbo perch in Cascade Lake. I heard they are big. Okay, how big you talking about, mate? I got an 8-inch there, and he was hard to find. See, but it's so vast, I don't know where on Cascade Lake to go, to tell you the truth. If you know where to get them, I'll meet you out there, and we'll knock them dead on a live show, okay? I don't mind going to Cascade Lake, but it would take me probably, I'm going to say, a month or 2 weeks at least to figure out where I'm supposed to be ice fishing, because the fish aren't going to be in the same place they are in the summertime. They move to different columns of the water, and I just don't know where those perch move. If they're up in the front by the beach, where are the perch located? Rip and wrap. Try a rip and wrap. A Rapala? Is that what you're talking about? I had plenty of luck with the jigs that I have on right now. It's just the fish are so far down, they're stationary and they're not swimming around because the pressure's low. That's the problem I'm having, is the fish aren't up high enough. As the pressure rises like it's doing just now, it's going to get more and more better fishing out here. I anticipate, at least. I don't think this battery pack I got is going to fit on my phone and charge it up. So we're just going to have to, we'll do the 2.5 hour show today because I'm not catching a ton of fish. So, but if you check out my show from yesterday, episode 58 that is, I caught 13. There's one. Always bouncing it around. Oh yeah, they're starting to wake up. They're waking up. They are fierce. There we go. They are fierce. Yes, sir. That's what it's all about. There you go, Tyler. That one's for you, who left the room. They are fierce. They're waking up now. That pressure's getting high enough for them to swim around like 8 feet down. Yeah, they're starting to wake up. Look at that dancing like Tina Turner and Margaret. rainbow action. Get some rainbow action. There we go. All right, that's number 3. Now, if these fish are starting to wake up, it's going to be gangbusters soon enough. Let's get my hemostats, and I put the hemostats around right there around that jig, and just flick my wrist, and I'll get them right off the hook. Just put it right around there and flick my wrist and get them right off the hook. All right, people, there's number 3. All right, look at me, number 3, rainbow action, close up. I love this chest mounted. I just got to learn how to work it. All right, let's get that hook off them. Just flick my wrist. There's my beaver tail on the ice over there. All right, back in the water. Back in the water with you. Okay, but they were fierce. There was 2 or 3 of them swimming around down there. All right, so these trout are starting to wake up. The low pressure will send them down deep, and they're hard to find. So there's that, okay? And there's my beaver tail on the ice right here. Put it back on the hook. It'll entice them. That's number 3, people. Maybe I will extend this show today. I mean, it is only 12. All right, let's get back down there and see if we find another one. All right. I seen a couple down there. They're starting to rise in the water column, though. It's number 3. Am I going to get 13? I don't know. Stick around. We'll find out. This is why I come here instead of spending hours at Cascade. I think I'm more or less married to this pond, and I know every inch of it. If I go to Cascade, I need somebody to show me around Cascade. Because I don't know where to fish for the perch there. I really don't, to be honest with you. And it would take me a couple weeks maybe to find them. So that's why yesterday you got a couple on rainbow. Good for you. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Thank you. Man, that fish really wanted it, though. They're starting to wake up, these rainbows, and the bite is going to get more fierce. The barometric pressure is dictating how fierce they get. I mean, when it's low, it pushes them down in the water column, and they stay stationary. When the pressure rises or starts to rise, the faster it rises, the more they can come up in the water and just swim around and eat anything they could see. And the bite gets fiercer. So I knew at about noon or 11, the bite was going to get better and fierce. So I came to the deep part of the pond, the 20-foot pond, and I'm looking for the rainbows that are far down and rising. I'll bring my jig up. But I got 3 today. That's a good day, actually, when you get 3. I mean, I got 13 yesterday, but I got 3 today. So now, whenever you come out to the pond, I don't care how good you are, it's all about timing, being in the right place at the right time, and knowing what depth to fish these rainbow trout here. If you don't know any of that, you're just winging it, you're counting on luck. I don't like to just count on luck. I like to figure it out. So I got an app on my phone telling me what the barometric pressure is. And then I got another app telling me how strong the winds are, because I want to be able to come out here. Wind chill factor is going to dictate how long you're going to stay out here. I don't want to be in anything below 10 degrees. It's just too frigid for me. And I don't feel like pulling a tent out here in a space heater. But welcome to my channel, everybody. Please like, subscribe, comment if you will. I got you hooked up right off my chest because the winds today are too windy, 15-mile-per-hour winds. And I don't want you guys skating across the ice on a tripod. All right? I know it's time for the Olympics, but I don't want no Olympics on a tripod and a $1,200 iPhone 14 skating across the ice. So let's see if we find number 4 out the door. Number 4 out the door. Come on. Maybe we should move to the next hole. You know, I'm finding like 1 fish per hole or less. But yesterday was a 13 fish day, and twice this month I've had 40 fish days. Twice. Episode 39 and episode 57. 57 has no audio though, so you're going to have to play music. It's up to you. 39 though, forget it. Oh man, that's my best show, I think. You need to check it out, anybody that's going to visit my YouTube channel. Check out my live feed, episode 39. It's just so much fun. Yeah, I'm pushing to episode 39. You lost a cutthroat. I'm sorry to hear it. You like rainbow, huh? Zumbro, you like Zumbro. Well, mate, let me tell you, mate, I like the Zumbro too, but it's a little further away. This is right in town. And they're doing a lot of work on that Zumbro right now. Like they drained it 6 feet. But I like going up there for northern. I particularly don't ice fish up there, but I go after those 36-inch carp up there. I got one last year and got one the year before that. That's my two-year record, 36-inch carp out of there. I get a lot of big girls carp out of there. And in the springtime, instead of fishing the crappie there at Zumbro, I go to KR7, a reservoir, down by 60th Avenue. Down by the Costco in town, Rochester. So most of those places I go are in town instead of traveling. Although I'll travel in the springtime up to Lake Zumbro, and you'll see me out there carp fishing, definitely. Or you know what they put in the Zumbro? They put baby muskie in there above the dam. I'm waiting for them to get bigger, and I'll go fishing for them up there, definitely so. Yeah, I wish I could fish with you too, brother. Thank you for watching. Your mom has a cabin in Bluff Valley campground. Yeah, that's lucky for her. I bet you go there fishing a lot too and you enjoy yourself, huh? I got this phone strapped right to my chest so I could see everybody's comments, and I like the interaction, to tell you the truth. It's the first time I tried a show like this. I usually have you on a tripod, but the winds are too strong today and I don't want you skating across the pond. Okay, I think something's hitting me down there. Yep, something surely is hitting me. Okay, the bite's going to get good, guys. Here we go. Number 4 out the door. All right. They're coming in screaming in. They're coming in screaming. You may have more than one down there. Come on, come back and hit me. The bite's starting to pick up. All right? So stick around. We got 3 so far. We got 13 yesterday. Boom! They come in, they swim around and hit the jig, then they usually make a U-B and come back and open up their mouth and try to take the jig, and then boom, set the hook. Rainbow action! Get some! Yeah, that's my taglines. I do have a couple taglines. And another one is the Rainbow Tornado. And oh man, you guys get me worked up. Don't get me worked up like that. Yeah, get me worked up and I'll start pulling out rainbows every minute. I know they're down there. They just got to swim in. Sometimes they swim in and you got to give them a minute or two to swim back in. They swirl around in here. But let's try to, are they up any higher? They're still down deep. That last one was ferocious. Yes, sir. It really wanted the jig. I fished Cascade Lake about, I'd say, 2 weeks ago. And out of the 2 hours, I only had one bite. I only got one about 7-8 inch perch. Lakers up here, yeah. Hey, count me in. Give me an invite. I'll come fish lake trout. Count me in on that one, mate. I love when I go up Superior, at least when I go up visit Superior. Well, I would love to go out one of those party boats after those lake trout. Or on the ice and fish. I would move to Duluth tomorrow, tell you the truth. And I think doing shows up in Duluth, pulling out lake trout and muskie and northern, oh man, I would make it big. If I had my show up there, I know I would, mate. Yeah, I could go colder than just Rochester, Minnesota. I am a cold hound and an ice hound. Okay, maybe we need to move to the next hole. I haven't seen a fish in a little bit. All right, let's try the next hole. We could always double back and try the old holes, but we're going out a little deeper. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to my channel. I just started live shows weekly, like 2 to 3 2-hour shows weekly the past month. And that fast I became monetized by doing that. So we're going to keep on doing live shows at least for a couple months, if not a full year. And you're going to see ice fishing with Bass in the Hat and open water fishing and see what it's like. We're going to go down there 10 feet, around there, 10, 12 feet. And we got a trusty measuring stick on our ice scoop so you can measure how thick the ice is. Okay, that's 10 inches of ice. Oh, my measuring stick that I put 20 inches. 10 inches we got halfway through the stick. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to my channel, people. We're trying to find them. They stock a lot of rainbow trout in this pond. They put 800 in here like 3-4 days ago. And they were big boys, big girls. They were 13 to 15 inch ones, real healthy fillets. If I was eating, boy, that'd be some good eating there. Yeah, I just catch and release. I sport fish these trout, and then I get about 1,500 a year too. They put them in. They want you to take them out actually here because they stock them. We're close to the hatchery. Eli, yeah, I've heard about Eli up there. That's some good fishing up there by Eli. Paradise, yeah, I believe you. Eli is paradise up there, especially in the summertime. Yes, sir. God's country, they call it, at least from Pennsylvania. From the Poconos, they call it God's country. Every state's got God's country somewhere where it's just heavenly. Come on, Trout, where are you at? You're supposed to be rising. I got 3 today, and you know what? I got 13 yesterday, so it's hard to live up to 13. and it's hard to live up to a 40 fish day. If you really want to check out something really cool, go into my YouTube channels, go into live shows and look up episode 39, if you can remember that. Episode 39 in my live shows. For about an hour and a half, 2 hours, you're going to see me catch 40 fish, and you're going to see the people around me catch 20, 30 fish. So everybody was catching, and we were having a grand old time. If you got some time today, or write it down, episode 39, check it out. I promise you, it's a good time. You'll see how much fun we have as a community out on the ice. I'm fishing with the Hmong people. I'm fishing with anybody, any ethnicity. I love fishing with different people. You learn something off every fisherman if you watch, if you're willing to watch and learn. So you are in Rochester. Yeah, sometimes everybody gets skunked. You haven't caught fish in 2 days. I've been down here, Foster Rend Pond, and I've had 3 days where I didn't get skunked, and I have to take a break like for 2 days, shake off that skunky smell, and then I come down here some days and I get 40. Or I get 13 like yesterday. I have my good days too. Okay, we're on 2 hours here. I may have to put a battery pack on this thing, so I might have to disconnect this for a minute and see if I can reconnect this. Or maybe I'll just put you on the stand. How's that? Let's get you on this. We'll set up the stand. It ain't that windy anymore. Let's set up the stand, and we'll get a battery pack on this so we can go a little added time instead of 2 hours, because I think these trout are really going to start biting because the barometric pressure is going up. So, but I got to fiddle with my phone a little and take the case off and put on an extended battery pack so we can go the extra time. Okay, so bear with me. We're going to put the phone in there, take it off here, and I got to take the case off the back so I can get a battery pack on it. So bear with me, please. All right, that wasn't that hard. And now I won't be able to read the comments as often because the phone's going to be charging, and we got a total different thing. You're not on my chest where I can read your comments, so please bear with me. We're going to get you all set up here. Oh, and it's already falling over. You got to be kidding me. I don't want you falling over down that hole. That's a $1,200 phone. We got to hold you back here. That wind kicks up. Yeah, this ain't going to work out. You're falling over without even a battery on. Let's hurry up and get a battery on you guys, so my phone doesn't die. You can see the pond, what you're dealing with here. About 3 football fields wide, and we're fishing with rainbow trout. Slap a battery on to charge you up, okay? Gonna make the phone heavier though. Yeah, okay, you're charging. Tighten you up a little, maybe that'll help. And bring you down. Not to bring you down so you're not as top heavy. And widen you out a little. There we go. All right. That might work. All right. Yeah, the arm still wants to drop. All right, that might work. That might work. Yippee. Yes, sir. That'll work. We're good. As long as a big wind don't come by and blow you into the water. All right. This is what we're working with today. Got a little green woolly bug and a piece of beaver tail. We got 3 today so far. We're trying for number 4. bite's gonna pick up. Seen one down this hole. They're down deep because of the barometric pressure is low, so it pushes them down in the water column low. How's everybody doing today? From Rochester, Minnesota. There was a bite. Rochester, Minnesota. Foster Wren Pond. It's not a bite. Come on, hit me again. Hit me again, come on. Hit me! Start to squeeze up a little on top of that hole. They're down deep though, and it's hard to set the hook when they're down that deep. It should be rising soon though, because the barometric pressure is rising rapidly. So the bite ought to get better and better. We're going to go an extra hour on the show and try to find more than just 3. I had 13 yesterday. I got all my safety gear out here on the ice, my rope, my ice pick. Come on, where are you guys at? If you check out episode 39 on my live shows feed, my YouTube channel, number 39 is a fun show. I got 40 that day, 40 rainbow trout. Okay, come on, number 4. 3 is a good day down here. 10 is exceptional. 13 is fun. 20, 30, 40 is spectacular. Twice this month, I got 40 fish days, twice this month. 2 weeks apart, episode 39 and episode 57. '57 and 39. They're 2-hour shows packed with fun. But 57 has no audio. I don't know what happened with YouTube audio that day. Okay, I think perhaps we'll work the holes we already drilled and work our way back off the ice instead of staying out here in the deep part, because the pressure is supposed to make them rise in the water column. So what they'll do is they'll come out of this 20-25 foot range, rise in the water, and start traveling around the lake. And the barometric pressure dictates that. They'll start traveling looking for food. That dictates whether you're going to have a good day fishing or a bad day. But I like interacting with you guys, your comments and all. Please comment, like, subscribe, thumbs up. I'm out here in the 15-degree weather, cold weather. Show me some warmth. Okay, we got one more hole to try, and then we'll start working our way back. Unless we start catching them right underneath the ice, that's possible too. Because, oh wow, a lot of comments right now. Welcome to my channel, people. I'm so glad you're here. We got you on the tripod right now, so we got to watch you don't fall over. There are a lot of winds today, and I don't want you going down the hole or skating across the ice like the Olympics. And we're going down. We're going down, down. Okay, let's fix you guys here. Instead of being droopy down and out of whack, let's get you as straight as possible. All right, yeah, that's somewhat straight. I can't read all your comments now because you're on the stand instead of my chest mount. So, thank you for your comments, though. Yeah, I just hope the wind don't come along and have you skating across the pond. I don't have to go chasing you down. We gotta clean this hole out. And this is pretty deep here. We're getting out in the 30-foot range. Certain parts of this pond is 36 feet deep. So that's where the trout go in the summertime. We're gonna go down this hole and then we're gonna work our way back and just jig the holes I already made. That should take about an hour before I do a 3-hour show. We've already been going 2 hours. I got 3 fish. We got 13 yesterday. And I've seen a couple swimming around down there, but I think they're down deep today. I'm still having fun on the ice. Cloudy day, 15 degrees. But my toes are starting to feel a little numb. So I can't hit the like button, subscribe. My toes are getting a little numb, so that might be the call to get off within the next hour. Get off the ice. Your toes, no matter how warm your socks are, will start getting a little icy. Hello, mates. Welcome to my channel. Thank you, everybody, for your comments. Thank you. I'm trying to read the comments and jig at the same time. How's the ice? Well, I'll tell you, it's like 14 to 19 inches of ice. We still got all the ice out here at Foster Arends Pond and Park in Rochester, Minnesota. The edges are open. Yes, they are. The edges are open. There's only like 2 spots. One by the dock to get on and one by the hill, the north side of the hill in the corner. So you got to be very careful around the edges, getting on and getting off. But if you fall through, you're only in like 1 or 2 foot of water. You can walk out of it. So, but know your ice, bring your safety equipment. This is the best advice I give you. Bring these. You know, like $5. These are spikes. If I was to go through the ice right now, what I'd do is put one arm in front of another, put the spike in the ice and do the next one, kick my feet and get out of the ice all by yourself. $5. Just hang them around your neck. They don't get in the way or anything. Just hang them around your neck and boom, you're safe. You can have those float vests or float suits that are about $250, but you're gonna float there. It ain't gonna save you. You're still gonna need these to get out. You need these no matter what. Best advice I give you if you're gonna come out in the ice. Let's see if we find these oh, there's one. That was a bite. Here we go. Hit me. That was a certified bite. I didn't set that hook quick enough. You gotta be ready. Even while you're talking, set that hook. Okay, we're gonna drop it down just a little bit and then bring it up. He's down there still, I know he is. Come on, we're looking for number 4 out the door. We're out here in Rochester, Minnesota. 14 inches of ice, fishing for rainbow trout. They stocked 800 3 days ago. And oh boy, some of them are really big. We got 3 so far today. We're going for number 4. I put on an extended battery pack so we go to the extra hour. We'll go an extra hour and then we'll call it for the weekend. I don't think I'll be doing a live show maybe the next day. I'll take a day off. But I did have a bite down this hole, so I know something's swimming around down there. I'm down so deep I can just barely see my hook. But the barometric pressure's rising rapidly, so the fish ought to be getting up in the water column too. They're down real low, like 10, 12 feet right now. Yeah, I hope that wind just don't kick up. So far, the wind isn't that bad. I don't want you guys blowing down the hole or blowing over. How's everybody doing today? Yep, where are you guys at? Usually you can see them swimming around right down the hole. Yep, they're down there. I just seen one. Just seen one. Boom! Get some. Yeah, swimming around down there. I seen one. Come on, hit me! It was a nice one too. They're down deep. And they're still down deep. Let's go just a little deeper. Oh boy, I'm almost 20 feet down there. There's one that hit. All right, come on. I hope I found a school. I hope I found a school. There's one just cruising around down there. Just barely see him. Come on, number 4, out the door. Come on back in and hit me. Some rainbow action. Oh, I almost had him. I didn't set the hook hard enough. Almost had him. Had him by just skin of the lip. Hopefully that don't scare him away. I got a little baby piece of him. Okay, come on, hit me. They're down deep. They're down like 15 feet. Oh, there's another hit. We got more than one down there, I bet. I'm glad I put on that extra battery pack. We're going to get some fish here. Watch. Oh, there was another good hit. They're biting it left and right down there. They're about 15 feet down. Going to have to just set the hook really good. Yeah, it's just a little tougher fishing day than regularly. I got 13 yesterday. It was easy the first hour to get that many. And then the low pressure came in and pushed them all the way down deep, and it was harder to find them. Where you're not just catching them right underneath the ice, you got to go down really deep. They're down there and they're nibbling at this thing, but they're not really taking it, so I might even have to go deeper. Let's go just a wee bit deeper. A foot or two deeper. It might be swimming at stabilized water then. Let's see if I can pull them up though. It makes it harder to pull the fish up. And keep that line taut while you're pulling it up. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I was reading and interacting with your comments earlier because I had this chest mount on right here. And you know what? I had a lot of fun interacting with you guys. So I'm going to use this from now on. And when it's not windy, I'll put you on a stand where you could see everything. Come on, where are these rainbows at? You were just hitting me. Yeah, I got a good 4 or 5 nibbles out of this hole, but it's like they swam out now. I got 3 so far today. We got 13 yesterday. That was a good day. We got 40 3 days ago. There's that wind kicking up. I don't want you guys falling over. So I'm going to stand a little closer here. Make sure you guys don't fall over. Let's see who's commenting here if I can read. It's a little farther away. Welcome to my room, people. We're fishing, ice fishing for some rainbow trout on 10 to 14, 19 inches of ice out here at Foster Irving Pond. It's a stocked pond with year-round trout fishing. We're gonna bring that up a little, see if we see any fish. Shake it a little aggressively and see if any come in. Yeah, there's one. There's one. There we go. There's number 4 at the door. That's number 4. He tried to get away real quick. Yes, sir. Number 4 at the door. There's number 4. Rainbow trout action. Yes, sir. I knew there was some down there. There you go, people. There we go. Number 4. All right. I'm glad I slapped on this extended battery. We'll go an extra hour today. I think we're going to have, boy, it could be a 10 fish day because they ought to start biting more aggressively now. The barometric pressure is rising very quickly. I could charge up this battery and put you back on my chest instead of having you on the stand here. But yeah, there's number 4. All right, people, enjoy. I'm going to put them back in the water though. We get this stand all situated. That's number 4, rainbow trout. Yes, sir. Pretty girl, isn't she? Yes, sir. Number 4. How's everybody doing today? Please like, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up at least. Give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up on the trout. All right. Subscribe. I could use some more subscribers. That's number 4. Let's get her back in the water, huh? We'll phase out and get her back down the hole and see if we pull another number 5 out of the hole, huh? Who knows? I might be able to. We got you set back a little in distance because if this wind kicks up, I don't want you to end up down that hole. All right. Yeah, I know you need some oxygen. I'm getting you back in the water. There we go. That's about a 12-incher there. She's going back down. There she goes. Rush sweet. Right down the back of the hole. All right, let's go for number 5. Go for number 5. She was down deep, though. She was about 10, 12 feet. I'm going to go back down the same because that's where I think they are. Barometric pressure, low pressure, pushes them down. They can't come up because their swim bladder keeps them down low instead of up. But it's rising, so the fish ought to be rising soon. Let's find another one down this hole, and then I know I'm on a good hole. It took me about 15 holes today. Sometimes I do 20, sometimes I do 30 holes. If I feel another bite, that means there's another one down there. It'll come in and bump my lure. Yes, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, please. I'm trying to monetize this channel. I just got monetized last week, where they're going to pay me. Come on, I know there's more than one rainbow down there. Just down deeper. We're just down deeper. And I'm about 15 feet down. I can't even see my lure. Yes, sir. I'll just bring it up a little. I don't need it down that deep. Okay, now I can see my lure, just barely. I'm going to be about 12 to 10 feet down, just barely seeing my lure. And then a fish, you'll see a fish swim in, boom, hit it, you'll feel the tug. We'll make a UB come around, try to get it again, then boom, set the hook. Yes, sir. Good day to everybody. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up, subbing, commenting. I love wearing this where I could, this little thing right here, I wear on my chest. Then I can put my iPhone on the chest and I can look at it right down and answer every one of your comments. I enjoy interacting with you guys. I really do. Right now I'm charging the phone up. I need to charge the phone up to have power so the phone can keep running. Because your iPhone battery will only last live about 2.5 hours. So I need to charge it up for the next hour. Come on, number 5. Let's stay alive with number 5. Where are you at, number 5? We'll jig it more aggressively until we see a fish, then we'll slow the jig down and let them take it. But they ought to be rising in the water soon, coming out of this 20-foot hole to feed. The barometric pressure is rising quickly. So they ought to be rising and looking for food. Here's what we're working with today. We got a little green jig, furry bully bugger jig, with a little piece of red beaver tail on it. It's actual beaver tail. It's buoyant and it floats in the water and it moves around like a little worm or a maggot. We're going to try this hole for 5 more minutes and then we'll move to the next one. We'll see if we find another one out here. They do swim in the area and swirl in and swirl out, so it may take them another 3 minutes to come back and find that woolly bug again. How's everybody doing today? Like, subscribe, comment. I love interacting with you guys. Yeah, come on, where are these rainbow trout? They just stocked 800 rainbow trout, 13 to 15 inch rainbow trout in here about 3 days ago. That was one of my 40 fish days. I caught 40 of them and let 40 go. I sport fish for them here. They'd rather you take them out though. That's why they put them in. They want you to take them out. Okay, let's move back. Let's start our way back here off the ice and we'll redo some of the holes that we've already done. Yeah, get some. You're from England? Hey there, mate. How's it going? We're getting some ice out here. We're fishing on 14 inches of ice in Rochester, Minnesota. Hello, hello, hello to everybody. Hello. Okay, let's get our auger, let's get our bucket, and we'll move to the next hole. Seems like I'm only finding 1 or 2 every hole, so Okay, let's move you guys without the battery pack falling off. We're gonna get to the next hole right here. We're charging our phone right now, so we got a battery pack connected to you, so we can go the extra hour fishing here. All right, I just don't want the 15-mile-per-hour winds putting you guys down this hole. I got a measuring stick on my hole so I can measure how thick the ice is. That's the smart way to do it. And I'm measuring it right now. And that's 11 inches, 12 inches of ice. Here's what we're fishing with, this little green woolly bug with a little piece of beaver tail. We're gonna get down there and go drop it like 8 to 10 feet, 12 feet, because they're running a little low right now. They haven't risen in the water column yet. We got 4 so far, which isn't a bad day. I got 13 yesterday though. The barometric pressure was more high yesterday, so they were right underneath the ice, 2-3 feet underneath the ice. They're down a little lower today, like 10-15 feet. When they're down that low, it's harder to set the hook and keep the line taut. You're pulling them up like this and pulling them out of the water because you're dealing with a lot of line. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're all doing well. I got a little shoulder strap mount now. I can put my phone here and answer all your questions, interact with you, your comments and stuff. And I really love to do that. But I'm charging my phone right now. I got a battery pack on it charging. So we can do the extra hour instead of a 2.5-hour show. We could do 3.5. Trying to find number 5, rainbow trout. And I don't see any down this hole. Usually you can see them swimming around by your lure. They want to at least swim over and check it out, and they'll bump it, and then you know they're down there. But we'll keep on moving. Otherwise my toes will freeze up. Got to keep moving out here when it's that cold, 10 to 15 degrees. Oh, there was one, and it was like 3 feet underneath the ice. They are rising. Yes, sir, he came in to check it out. Yeah, it was one, and he was 2 feet, 3 feet underneath the ice. Maybe he rose in the water column already. Pressure might be high enough for him to rise. All right, let's move to the next hole. He just swam by and took a look, and that was it. Let's move to the next hole. All right. After we get a drink of some trusty old water. All right. Now let's move to the next hole. How's everybody doing today? Ice fishing in Rochester, Minnesota. And here's our next hole. Okay, let's clean that hole out and put down there. Okay, that was that one. And this one's this one. Oh, this thing, of course. We got a little tangled up here. There we go. The toes are getting a little cold, so you got to give me a like. Subscribe. Check out my YouTube channel. Episode 39. You'll love it. Let's see if we find some rainbow down this hole. Episode 39. Check it out on the live shows. I caught 40 trout that day in an hour and a half. There's a hit. That was a good hit. Something's down there. There we go. Hit again. They're coming after it. About 10 feet down. Another good hit. Oh yeah. We're on to something here. We're on to something. Coming in and just nipping it. One of these guys we're going to get. There's the wind kicking up. I don't want you to blow over. There we go. There we go. All the way down. All the way down. There it is. There it is. Right about 15 feet down. We found a rainbow. Rainbow action. Yes, sir. Rainbow trout action. There we go. That's number 6, right? No, that's number 5. We're staying alive with number 5. Rainbow action. Yes, sir. Get some. Rainbow trout. Yes, sir. There we go. That's what you people wanted to see. That's what you're getting right now. Rainbow trout action. Let's get her off the hook and get her back in the water. That's what it looks like right there. If I get this camera steady. All right, she was down deep. She's down about 15 feet. What did I do? Lose my line? Oh, I just got it tangled up. How did I do that? Holy smokes. Okay, we're losing the phone here. I gotta bring you guys up. The phone's going down. I got my line tangled up. Let's take the carriage off. All right. Yeah, we had a lot of line on this. A lot of line out. We got a little tangled up here. All right, we're good there. Good here. All right, there we go. There we go. We're good now. I think we are. I think that the line came off or something. Yeah, the hook came out. Comes off the snap sometimes. And that's what it did with this. All right. Boy, I got him right by the eyeball. All right, that's what we're talking about, people. My lure came off the snap swivel, so there's what we're working with, and there's the fish, all right? Rainbow action! Get some! All right, back in the water with her. She gets to go home. I gotta reconnect this to my rod. I use these little snap swivels, and sometimes they open up after you use those hemostats so many times. And you gotta watch, because you'll lose lures that way. I don't like losing lures. Let's get this one back on and snapped. And we gotta snap it. Let's see if we find another one, huh? Let's get another rainbow. Let's get number 6, okay? Let's get number 6 rainbow. Okay, we need to zoom out, I think. Yeah, we need to zoom out a little. There we are, right near the hole. And we're still charging. Let's get that down there. See if we find number 6. No, 5-fish day. That's a good day. Hopefully they start really biting right now. We'll go maybe another hour. But we're starting to pick up. The bite's starting to pick up. Yesterday it was completely reversed. I came on the ice, got 10 the first hour, and then had to work for the last 3. Today, the first 4 I worked for, and now hopefully I get 10 within the next hour. Here's another one. Oh, I had them. I didn't have the hook all the way set. That would have been number 6. They're down there. They're down there, but they're down there deep. That was another one. They're down there. That would have been number 6. They're down there deep. Down there like 10, 12 feet. Here we only got 3 people on the pond today. It's a little cold down here, I'll tell you that. My toes are starting to freeze after the 3rd hour, going on the 3rd hour. I think this might be my lucky hole here. Getting a lot of bites out of this hole. Come on, number 6. You know, getting 3 in one day is a good day here. Getting 6 or 7 is pretty good. 10 or 12, 13 is excellent. 30 to 40 is an excellent, superior day. In episode 39, I got 40 in one day. Check it out on my live shows. 39 you're looking for. Come on, rainbow, swim in and get that lure. They swim in and swirl out. Yeah, this is a deep part. I seen one swim by. This is deep. About 25 feet here. So they're swimming around in this vicinity someplace. And they'll swirl in and they'll swirl out. Maybe we'll go to the next hole. Yeah, let's just go to the next hole. All right, that's what we're working with today. Little green woolly bug with a piece of red beaver tail on there. I think, oh man, no way. I think I got a little rat's nest. What the hay happened here? This happened to me the day before. All the line was all rat nest up. Hopefully we can pull this one out. Man, what the hay's going on here? This one might not look too good. Okay, I gotta pull this through here. Right? Like that. Alright? Close the bail. And then take this out. Take this all the way around. It all rat nest up on me. Take this through here. Alright, now get this remaining knot out. Or whatever it may be. I'll bind it up. Yep, I don't think I'm getting this one out. One little piece that's just freaking all knotted up. We got a rat's nest, and I'm just debating whether I should just throw it in the bucket and change it later. That's what I think I'm going to do. We'll go to the next lure, try the next lure. But I ain't getting this knot out, apparently. I got a rat's nest in this, people. I got a rat's nest. That's why I bring extra poles. For that mere reason. I don't have to rely on one pole. Maybe I will get this. I don't know. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was. No, that's knotted up there. That ain't coming out freely. That's not coming out freely. So what do I do in a case like that? I just put the rod in the bucket and try another rod. I just don't want to lose my lure, so I'm going to unhook the lure and put it on another rod. That's what I'm going to do. Then I could cut this if I want. I don't think I have to, though. Line it up as much as I can. And then we'll throw it in there. And we'll try another rod. Oh, that last rod got rat nest up on me. We're just going to try another rod here. All right. And we'll put the same lure on a different rod, that's all. Bingo was his name, oh. Let's get it down there, see if we find something. What we got here going on? Let's get down there. 8 to 10 feet and see if we find something after all that trying to get the rat's nest out of the last rod. Okay. Got a lefty rod here. Drop it down a couple more feet, like 10 feet. See if they're swimming down deep. I think they are deep. How's everybody doing? I'm okay now. My feet are getting a little frozen, so please like, subscribe, comment if you will. Let's see if we find number 6 down here. Number 6 rainbow. We got 5 so far. Check out what time it is. We'll go to the next hole. All right, I got a battery charger on this, charging it up, and it's almost like 50%, so maybe I'll put you back on my chest. How's that sound, people? So I can read your comments. I like reading your comments and interacting with you, okay?